You guys, most of the time we usually find it difficult to find the right ready-made bra cup for a particular size of busts. Okay, you know, all these clients with a bigger boobs or actually a smaller boobs, you might find it difficult to find the right fitted bra cup for them in the market. I mean ready-made bra cup. You can navigate this by creating a homemade bra cup for that type of clients. It is actually very simple to create, which I'm going to be showing you how to do that in this particular tutorial. It is so simple. So if this sounds like what you are interested in learning, keep on watching. Let's get started. For this tutorial, you're going to be needing a laminated foam or a wadding. You might know that as a hip pad foam. Okay, you're going to be needing your ruler, your measuring tape, and this is my color pen. So here are the measurements you're going to be needing. I have my shoulder to the bust point 10 inches, shoulder to the under bust 14 inches, and then my nipple to nipple measurement is 8 inches. Now the first two measurements is for the cup heights, okay, and then the last measurement, which is the nipple to nipple measurements, is the cup width. I hope you understand. Now I'm going to go ahead and mark from my shoulder to the bust point 10 inches. For the sake of this tutorial, I don't have enough paper. My paper is too small, so I will not be able to have the shoulder line. I hope you understand. All right, so from the shoulder to the bust point is 10 inches. Now if you are creating yours, ensure that you have a longer paper which you are going to mark out your shoulder point or your base point. I hope you understand. So here is my bust point line, 10 inches. I've connected that into a horizontal line and I've labeled that the bust point. Now again, I'm going to mark down to 14 inches for the under bust points. So I'm going to connect that into a horizontal line again, just like this. And the next thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead and label this part of the paper the CF line. Can you see? So here is a CF line indicating the center front of the cup. I hope you understand. So now I'm going to also label these the under bust points. Now after that, I'm going to place my tape on the CF and then I'm going to mark in 4 inches. Now this 4 inches is gotten by dividing the nipple to nipple measurements by 2. Nipple to nipple measurement is 8 divided by 2 is 4. I'm going to mark it right at the over bust, the bust points, and then the under bust line. Okay, the over bust, I mean, is the top of my paper since I don't have my shoulder point line. I hope you understand. But even though that is not the actual over bust, we are still going to come to that. Now on the under bust line, we are going to tighten it with 1.5 inches. I just want to do 1.5 inches on both sides. Okay, but you can actually make use of 1.25 inches. The standard is 1.25 inches for a small bust. For a medium bust, you can use 1.5 inches. Okay, and then for a fuller bust, which is for those that have a big bust, you can use 1.75 inches. But I have just decided to use 1.5 inches, even though I have a small bust. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use my curve to connect this way, but I supposed to have come down by 0.5 inches, which I'm going to do now before connecting this to the under bust point. This is to ensure that I eliminate any form of sharp curve around the bust area. I hope you understand. So you can see me trying to reconnect this. Now after doing that, next I'm going to move over to the bust points. Okay, and then I'm going to tighten the center fronts with 1/2 inch on both sides. Okay, so right at the upper part, I'm going to mark 1/2 inch, and then right at the down part, go ahead and mark 1/2 inch as well. And then you're going to bring in your curve, which is your French curve, and then you're going to connect it back to the bust point, just like this. Can you see what I'm doing? All right, so I'm going to equally connect the other part. Now, after doing this, next I'm going to place my tape on the nipple to nipple points, and then I'll mark 4.5 inches by the side, okay, towards this side. You can see this is because our bust is fuller on that side, like our bust is fuller by the side. Okay, now if you have a small bust, you can use 0.5 inches, which is what I used. If your bust is medium size, you can use 1.75. If you have a fuller bust, you can use 1 inch. Now after that, I'm going to also tighten that side using half an inch on both sides. Now you can see I've marked that out. We're going to connect with a French curve to the nipple to nipple points, just like this. And then afterwards, you're equally going to connect the upper part like this. And then from here, you're going to use this part of the French curve and connect back to the underbust, just like this. And then after that, move over to the CF, and then you're going to connect like this as well. Now once you're done with this, next we're going to measure the distance between the bust point and the underbusts, and whatever we have, I'm going to extend it upward like this. Now bring in your French curve and connect horizontally, but before we do that, I'm going to show you something you can do with your compass, okay, to find your underbusts or to locate your overbusts. Okay, this is just going to serve as a guide. Now you're going to place your compass in the middle of the bust points, and then you're going to make sure that the compass touches the CF line or the underbust line, and then you go ahead and draw a circle. Now after doing that, you will notice that your circle is going to be on the same point as the distance between the bust point and the underbust. Now that I'm done with that, from the 4 inches mark, which is right at the upper part, I went down by 1.5 inches, and that is going to serve as this cup height, okay, and I've made a horizontal line on it. Now after doing this, right by the side, I'm going to connect with a straight line to meet the cup heights, and then I'm going to equally go in by half an inch. Okay, if you don't want to do half an inch, you can as well make use of 0.25 inches just to tighten the side of the cup. And after that, from the cup height again, you're going to go down to the depth which you want the cup to have, right in the middle. Okay, so for me, I went down by 1 inch and simply came in by 0.25 inches to tighten that of the upper part of the center of the cup. Okay, now after that, I'm going to use my French curve and slightly curve it out like this. So guys, you can see we are done creating this cup. It is that simple. So we are going to go ahead and label this. So this is the number 1 cup, this is the number 2A and 2B, even though this is a 3-part corset, but I have just decided to name it 2A and 2B. You can as well name it number 2 and number 3. All right, after that, I also indicated with some arrows. This will help me know the part that is going to be sewed into the other parts. All right, and also after that, you're going to go ahead and cut it out just like this. Now you guys, you can see that creating and trying to draft this cup is that simple. So if you find this tutorial helpful at this point, please do give it a thumbs up and share it so that more people can get to see it. All right, so we are done cutting out the down part of this cup. I'm going to cut out the upper part of the cup. Once I am done, I'm going to bring in my wadding to cut this out, but I'm going to first of all show you what a laminated foam looks like. Okay, I ran out of this laminated foam, that's why I won't be able to use it to cut it, but using a laminated foam to create this type of cup is the best you can do for yourself. Okay, so here is my wording. Remember, like I said, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm using a wording, but here is a laminated foam. I ran short of it. I wasn't able to get it in the markets because they ran out of stock. Okay, so guys, here is how I'm going to be cutting it out. Now I'm going to fold my wording into two because I want to cut out two parts of the cup, okay, for the right and for the left. So here is how I'm going to place it. Now I won't be needing any form of seam allowance for this cup because I'm going to be using a zigzag stitch right on my domestic machine to join this together. All right, so you will notice that I'm not adding any form of seam allowance around this cup. But if you have to sew with your normal presser foot, like your normal sewing machine, you're going to have to add up half an inch right in the center. Okay, do you understand me? You're going to add up half an inch right in the center of the damp parts, and then you're going to also add up half an inch to the damp part of where I am cutting out right now for the upper parts. But you can see for this one I did not add any form of seam allowance because I am using a zigzag stitch to stitch this together. Remember what I just explained. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is to set this the way I'll be joining it so that I can easily explain to you how you're going to join it, even though it is so clear. And also in this channel I have a lot of tutorial where I have showed you how to join your cup with a zigzag machine. So here is how we are going to be sewing them together. I'm now going to use my pin to pin them together so that you will understand. Okay, so I'm going to pin it like this, and then I'll move over to my sewing machine and then stitch it. Okay, so once I am done stitching it, I'll come over here to show you guys what it looks like. So here is our cup. You can see how pretty it is sitting, and you can see there is no form of seam allowance. I used a zigzag stitch for it. If you find this tutorial helpful, please guys do give the video a thumbs up and tell me what you think about this in the comments section. Is it what you would love to try? I will see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye.